Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cigar Store Idiots. I'm Rob. To my immediate right is Tyler.
How's it going, everybody?
Andrew is not here with us today. He's out on assignment. He's actually working a real job today.
Yeah.
So lucky Andrew. And as always, we got Chief Chiba with us. Man, a few words. Got that stoic stare that kind of gives me nightmares at night, but he keeps me on my P's and Q's. So I want to step into something a little bit. It's a little crazy thing that happened in baseball last night. I don't know if you guys had seen where the Braves had scored 29 runs. 29 runs, that's pretty impressive. That was, I think, a major league record they tied for back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that they scored those 29 runs because they gave up 9. And typically when you give up 9 runs, you're taking a big L. So the other thing, too, is I'm kind of thinking that the Braves scored 29 runs. That's probably more points than the Falcons will score in their first 2 games this year. So
it's very possible.
Yeah. So, Tyler, I'm going to let you introduce our guest today.
Today on the podcast, last but not least, calling off Charlie Culberson Sr. is here on the podcast with us today.
Charlie, we're thrilled to have you, man.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Excited to do this thing. So that was one of the things when we got this set up to do this podcast. We got something that was mobile that we could take with us, and we could kind of go on the road, kind of be road warriors with this thing. And this is one of the first places I wanted to come was to come talk to you. So you were first on my list to get to. So and I'm happy.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy man, so really do. I want to get into the day in the life of baseball with Charlie Culberson. I just kind of want to know where it all started, when you started, when you caught that itch and you knew that baseball was something that you wanted to be in your life for the rest of your life. So.
Well, I guess it had to start back when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Because then, back in the late 60s, 70s, there was no internet. There was no, we had pinball machines,
back when you actually went outside to play.
Yeah, when kids actually sweated and didn't mind.
Yeah, you go home. I mean, if you stayed around the house, you had to work.
Right.
So we all get together, neighborhood kids, and if it was baseball season, we went and played sandlot. It was football, we all played football. If it was basketball, we all played basketball. And you stayed out till sun went down.
Yeah.
Then you came home.
Yeah.
Right.
Something the kids do, they consider that punishment nowadays. They don't even have any idea what that's about anymore. So. Yeah,
but then it's a lot different then than it is now. Of course, that we know.
Sure.
Because your parent ran you out of the house. You get on your bicycle and you go to somebody's yard or house or sandlot somewhere and you played and nobody worried about you.
Yeah,
know?
It was much safer then.
Right, but I even though I played all 3 sports, baseball is my love. Right. I was pretty good at it.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
he was probably a way above average and pretty good.
But just love playing every day.
Yeah.
I mean, every day we got rained out for a game, I cried.
Yeah.
Because you look forward to playing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it started then. I just knew I wanted to go to college and go to professional ball, and play, and whatever it had to take.
Yeah.
I was just a hard worker, going to outwork everybody. I had some talent, but I just loved playing, so I'd be out there all day long.
Yeah.
That's all we do, play ball.
Yeah.
So we kind of self-taught one another. You had coaches, you had dads out there helping, and they knew some things, but we really learned a lot just by going out and playing.
Right.
The
whole thing is kind of goes back to you only get good with repetition. Practice.
Oh, it was every day. On the weekend, wake up in the morning, eat some breakfast, and you was over to your buddy's house, and you already had your game lined up to play.
Yeah.
And you was there all day. You came home, ate some lunch, went back.
Yeah.
So
you graduated from Coosa High School.
Coosa High School. 79. I don't tell that a lot. Okay. But 79. And from there I went to Jacksonville State. My sister, the reason I went there, they had good baseball, but my sister went there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt comfortable going where she was at.
Sure.
So, found out when tryouts was. And went to just like a 3-day tryout. And made it to the last day. And, Coach Abbott, Rudy Abbott, which is probably taught me more about baseball than anybody. I really didn't learn how to play until I got there.
Gotcha.
So he came up to me, offered me, he had 1 spot left, and offered me a uniform.
That's awesome.
So I took it, and from there, just he saw something in me, hustle. I had some speed, and I was a grinder. So the first year at Jacksonville State in the fall of '79, I got redshirted. What redshirt means is you're on the team, but you don't get to play.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Which I was okay with that. I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
My first year in college. And most people 17 is still in high school.
Yeah,
right.
That's pretty impressive.
And when you talk about you go from playing high school ball to college ball, you're actually 17 years old. You're still filling your body out, and you're playing against grown men.
Yeah, you're out there with some grown men.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I was 16 my senior year.
Yeah.
16 years old nowadays, you're a sophomore in high school.
That's right.
Just getting your license too.
Yeah, but anyway, so I did my time and worked my way. The next year, I got me a little scholarship money, and the next year I got more scholarship. And ended up being a starter by my sophomore year. And then from there, by the time I was a senior, full scholarship, All-American in '84, first team All-American, runner-up in World Series, made all-tournament team. First team, just ended up, just hard work, paid off for me.
And at this point, with all those accolades that you've got working in your favor, you're probably getting some looks by now.
My junior year, we was in Riverside, California for the Division II World Series, and I was doing extremely well. And I had some scouts come up and talk to me, and I thought I might have had a chance that year, but it didn't happen. Then the next year, my senior year, since I was kind of on the radar, had more people come by and watch me play, and I had a really good year. And then eventually got the San Francisco Giants drafted me in the 16th round that year as a senior. So I got me a scout called me up and said, "We drafted you, and I got you $1,000 in a plane ticket."
Oh wow, the big bucks.
Yeah, I said I'll take it.
Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't.
At
No
that
doubt.
point, you've made it. You're in the big leagues at that point.
I thought it was in the big leagues, but you really wasn't. You know.
The grind just kind of started.
Yeah. But once you get there, everybody's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's no weak links.
And it was a tough road. I got to end up getting released by the Giants, signed with Kansas City. 87, played in the Florida State League down in Fort Myers, and this year I won a batting title that year, and I went to Double-A, and I ended up in Double-A with the Royals.
Okay.
And I made that decision. Some things going on. I made a decision to come home. I was married, had my daughter.
Yeah.
And it was a tough living because I made $1,100 a month.
Sure. Yeah, that's
and
that's hard to take care of yourself.
You're paying rent.
And you're earning every penny of it, every day out there, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, my wife, when we was at home, she worked at McDonald's during the morning.
Yeah. To
earn extra money, just help out because $1,100. It's not a lot of money.
Not.
So, anyways, I eventually I retired. Want to do what's best for her and my daughter. So, retired, came home, got normal jobs. Then from there, a buddy of mine, Eddie Ashworth, approached me, wanted to open a batting cage. It's called the Strike Zone.
Yep.
So we opened that up in '94, and I've been doing this ever since.
So let's talk a little bit about and everybody listening, unless you live under a rock. Charlie is Charlie Culberson of the Atlanta Braves' father. Let's talk a little bit about watching him grow up, and when you saw in him, when you knew, say this kid's special, he's got something that a lot of these other kids don't have, whether it be his work ethic or just his ability to just get it done. And I remember, and I'll tell you a funny like a story. I actually worked at Rome Health Spa right out of high school, and I remember you would come in and little Charlie would be there, and he would work out, and I remember watching him. He would work his forearms, or he was always working his core, even as a little kid. So I remember all those things, and I know that he was always putting in the work. Even at a young age, he was in there putting in the work, and you were guiding him and directing him along the way. So when did you see it? When were you like, wow?
You might think I'm crazy, but when he first started playing coach pitch at 5, he was playing with 8-year-olds.
Yeah,
and he was better than about all of them at 5, and I knew then I could just see the talent then.
Yeah.
It might sound crazy, but I knew then. I said, he's gonna be able to do something.
Yeah.
and he just. But Charlie, his work ethic was always there.
Oh, it still is.
I never had to tell him. I was hard on because he said, "Dad, I'm going to play Major League Baseball." I said, "Okay, these are things you want to do."
Yeah.
And so he listened, allowed me to guide him some, and he just kept working, and eventually he got to the big leagues.
Yeah, he was in high school. He was on a pretty stacked baseball team. Those guys,
Calhoun,
he has some good ball players on that team, and so I believe was Josh Smoker.
Josh Smoker was on that team, drafted that year, and got a kid named Brody Pullen.
Yeah,
was on the team. So his senior year, he got drafted in 2007. They had 3 guys off that team get drafted, which is rare.
It is
for a high school team to have 3 guys drafted off the same team.
Yeah, and you got to look at the percentages too. How many kids actually play baseball in the United States? That are trying to go to the next level, whether it be college or even get drafted into the the major leagues. And now you got the international kids too. So it's to get drafted out of high school is saying something. I mean, it's a big deal. It's
right.
A huge
Yeah, because
deal.
you figured it's only then it was 40 rounds.
Yeah.
30 teams, so 1,200 players get drafted every year. So it's.
And you're in the top 1,200 players in the world now.
Yeah.
You're looking at international kids, so it's
the odds are against you.
Absolutely.
But he wanted to play. He showed me he wanted to play, so I did. Me and his mother did, everything we could to give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
He did the work. We just provided the vehicle for him to get there.
Yeah. What was it like? Your first when you get the call and say, "Hey, I'm playing tonight. I'm in the starting lineup tonight," and you guys and you guys, it was in San Francisco, correct?
When he got called up, he was with San Francisco's in AAA. They was I forgot if it was at home. They might have been at home. They were playing in Fresno. He called me about right before midnight. We laying in bed, and he called me. And as soon as I heard his voice, I knew something was up.
Yeah.
Right.
And he told me, "Hey, Dad, we're going to the big league."
Yeah. Are you good? I feel it. Take your time.
But anyway, so I'm screaming, Kim's mother's screaming. I get on the phone. He said, they're playing in Arizona, in Phoenix tomorrow. I'm going to be starting.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's midnight.
You got to get a plane ticket.
I got to get plane tickets. I got to get, my daughter, she wouldn't answer her phone. So we drove to her house, got her up, told her what happened. Of course, she was screaming. So now I'm on the phone calling Delta Airlines. I got to get 5 tickets.
Yeah.
And I know these are going to cost me a mint.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm calling, I said, "Man, you can't get them no cheaper than that."
Yeah.
No, but it just lucked out, whether it's faith or what you want to call it. I found 5 tickets in the same row at about 2 o'clock in the morning
Unbelievable.
on a flight leaving out at 7 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
to go to Phoenix. It cost me, I think it was $900 a ticket.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't
Worth
care.
every penny. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't care how much they cost. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
That's
but
something
I
you
just,
don't miss.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna miss it. I said,
No way.
you make it, I'm gonna be there no matter what. But it just kind of, we found 5 tickets on the same row.
Yeah.
On the same flight.
That was a divine intervention.
And it must have been because
No doubt.
So we stayed rest of the night. We got to Atlanta. We got there, watched the game, turned around, flew back home.
Yeah.
It was it was a road trip.
Yeah.
It's things like that. It's just hard to believe. It's just almost too good to be true sometimes.
Oh yeah, it was. Everybody talking about how they saw us on TV. When he got his first hit, I think it
Yeah.
was his 3rd at bat up. He got a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was exciting to see. And to have the family there and everybody there with us. It was a special moment.
Yeah, man, I know it gives me cold chills. It does. I know that. I've always kind of followed him, like what he's doing, and of course, he's a hometown hero here for sure. We all, the state of Georgia, we all love watching him being successful and do his thing. And I'm a big advocate for Charlie. On the Braves Facebook page, I'll always post things about putting him in the lineup. And I'm not afraid to say that I'd probably, if I ever heard anybody talk anything bad about Charlie, I'd probably punch him in the face. So, because we're always pushing for him, and rooting for him, and want to see him be successful. And I know another thing that I'll bring up to you. I mean, not to mention the walk-off home runs he had in Atlanta that he nicknamed Charlie Clutch, but that last home run in Dodger Stadium, Vin Scully's last call, man. That's the kind of thing. And I love baseball like you love baseball, and I always would say I tell her that I love her almost as much as baseball, but she knows I'm lying to her because I love baseball. And so I get emotional on those things, and I see those things, and it resonates with me when those kind of things happen. And I can't imagine being able to watch your son do those things, man. It gives me chills.
Oh, yeah, it's special.
Yeah.
Now, the Vin Scully home run, I hate to say it, me and Kim was actually in a movie.
Oh, no.
We wasn't watching the game. We was in a movie. We always recorded it because
Yeah.
it was out in L.A. We went to a movie,
Yeah.
and my phone was just blowing up during the movie. I'm like, something's happened. So I get out, and I look at him. I'm like, Kim, Charlie just hit a walk-off.
Yeah.
What? So we're
Send
trying
him to the playoffs.
Yeah, we're trying to find it on there, and we finally found it.
Yeah.
But, just to see that, but to see the fans
Yeah.
react
to
that home run and his teammates. Oh man, I just he had to be on cloud nine running them bases.
Could you imagine how many days it took him to come down from that?
Man.
I mean, it's just
Now Dodgers Stadium. If you ever been out there and watched the game, it's unbelievable, second to none.
Yeah.
You watch how the Dodgers support the fans support Dodger baseball.
Yeah.
We got lucky enough to go to the playoffs in the World Series.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like I ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing to see the electricity in that stadium for them Dodgers fans.
Yeah.
And then Charlie was a part of it.
Yeah.
He got to hit a home run.
He created it.
Yeah, he's in Dodger folklore forever.
Yeah, and that walk-off with Vin Scully, his last call, that's going to be in history.
Yeah, it is.
So that's special to him, special to us, to be able to watch him do things like that. I guess, anybody's son, daughter, when they do something special, it's always, gratifying to be able to see that happen with your own eyes.
Yeah.
But, it's, we enjoy watching him play, and, Mama's mad when he don't get to play.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with
We're all
it.
mad right there with it.
Even my 7-year-old daughter gets mad. So.
Yeah. She's seen sometimes like back in travel ball, she wants to go talk to the coach.
Yeah.
How come my son ain't getting to play? She wants to do that.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But I have to calm her down. It's different now.
Yeah.
But he still, you watch him play. He still loves to play like he did when he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
It's
He plays 100 miles an hour every time.
In it for the joy of it.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he loves interacting with the fans.
Yeah.
And I think that really, he did that. He's always done that. Mm-hmm. But the Dodger fan, he did that with the Dodger fans.
Yeah.
And they loved him.
Yeah.
And he just carries it over to Atlanta, and he's got a real good following. He's still got a good following out in L.A.
Yeah, they love him out there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just that personal person.
Yeah.
He's nice to everybody. He tries to give everybody time, talk to them, and it's. I think, Kim, you've done something right. Raising him.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you, you talk about how he interacts with the fans. And we went to a game last year, and we got some pretty good seats.
Yeah.
We had some good seats.
Arguably
the best seats we've
maybe
ever
the
got.
best. Yeah.
But there was a kid that kept running down to the dugout every time the teams would switch sides. He kept running up, and nobody would pay him any attention, and you could tell the kid was. But I watched Charlie, because Charlie's always hanging out of the dugout. He's always paying attention to what's going on, and he kept watching the kid. And he got a baseball and signed it. So when the kid ran down, the players other players kind of blew the kid off. But I know they're in the middle of the game, whatever. And Charlie called him back down, and he gave him a baseball that he had signed. So, and that's just you don't. We need more guys in baseball like Charlie. We need more guys in life like Charlie.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
absolutely.
I'll tell you a story. We always love to go to spring training.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kim, we always 4 or 5 days. We like doing that. When he's with the Dodgers, now the Dodgers spring training it's nothing like I ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be thousands of people out there just watching.
Fanatic. Just
yeah. So after the game one day, he's walking down third baseline going to the clubhouse. And me and his mother's walking down that way too. And we noticed this girl, I mean, she had to be a teenager, with a parent dressed out in Dodger stuff and just won't get Charlie's attention.
Yeah. Right.
You know? And Kim heard her. She said, "You want Charlie's autograph?" "Yeah. Well, just wait right here. I'll get it for you." "Well, who are you?" "I'm his mama. He'll do it for me."
Yeah.
You know, and she hollered at Charlie, and Charlie just stopped, turned around and looked. She said, brought that lady down there. And Charlie took a picture with her and got her autograph, and, you know, but he always going to do that for her mama.
Oh, yeah. You better
You
believe
know, his mother always said, "Don't you ever let me see you turn an autograph away."
Yeah.
If a kid wants your autograph, you better. If I see you turn them away, you got to deal with me.
Right.
So she made sure that he did those things.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause she knew how important it was because he was a kid one time.
Sure.
Wanting that stuff. So
Yeah.
she knew it was important, and she wanted him to do it, and she really preached to him about that, and, you know, he listened to her.
Yeah.
And, he gets paid back tenfold for doing stuff like
Yes,
that.
he does.
Sure enough, it stuck with him because he was the only person giving that kid a ball at the game that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Charlie looks like he's on waivers at this right now with Atlanta, and no matter where he goes from here, and what he does, we'll always be repping the Culberson jersey, no matter where he's playing ball at. He's always going to be. He's got 3 fans in my house, always diehard Charlie Culberson fans, and we want the best for him, and hope he gets somewhere where he does get him a World Series ring, where they appreciate his hard work, and they respect him and respect how he respects the game and how he respects the organization that he's playing for. So we want the best for him. And
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We think everything happens for a reason.
yep,
And he's not a quitter. He's going to continue moving forward.
yes, he will.
Whatever he's got to do, he's going to do it.
Yeah,
And so hopefully there's something better. He's got too much talent, I think, to not playing for somebody. He can
Yeah.
always help somebody.
Absolutely.
So hopefully somebody will recognize that and give him an opportunity somewhere.
yeah. I think it's coming. It's
Yeah.
just. A
I
matter
think
of
it is.
time.
I think it is too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got faith, and he's got a lot of support. You just gotta, it's tough. I mean, when I got my release, when I was in the minor league, it was tough to hear, and it happens to pretty much everybody
Yeah.
sooner or later.
yeah,
Some just sooner than others.
Right.
Because I think any athlete would like to go out on their own terms, but it don't work out that way sometimes. So, but he's not out of the game. He's going to have to report. If waivers cleared today, I think at 1, I don't know what's happened. I haven't heard from him. If nothing happens, he'll go to Gwinnett and just hang out and practice till something happens. Not, then we'll go into off season with a game plan and look to either go back with the Braves or he's already been offered that, but
yeah.
maybe another team, new life somewhere.
Where there's an actual normal baseball season, maybe
Right,
that's
yeah.
the best for everybody. So
Yeah, it's been tough.
yeah, I can't imagine these guys
know.
playing out there with cardboard cutouts and noise played over the thing. I don't know if you can adjust to that. This whole season's just been bizarre. It's been bizarre, but I think wherever he ends up, he'll be somewhere where people appreciate.
I think so.
Appreciate him. So, I wanted to get into a little bit about Charlie Culberson baseball, the actual the travel organization, baseball organization that you have. Tell us a little bit about that as far as what's your age groups and what's going on with that with this crazy COVID thing. How's that affected travel? I imagine it's been a pretty crazy year for you guys too.
Yeah, it affected. We got shut down about second week of March, and you just kind of, like everybody else, just kind of stand still, don't know what to do.
We're all trying to figure it
Right.
out.
Rules
Yeah.
are changing every day. It's just you never know what's going to happen. You never
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
but we got started back up in June, and then it was just kind of like a whirlwind from there for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Trying to get all the tournaments in, everything in, because most people in baseball schedule vacations, 4th of July.
Right. Everybody's trying to go on vacation.
Vacation, now you run into that. Now you're trying to play. Well, we're going on vacation. Well, we got this plan. We got that plan. So it was kind of real hectic.
Yeah.
But we got through it. Everybody's in the same boat. We got through it and did fall. And now we're starting back over for the, fall season starts up this weekend. And we'll just start it all back over again.
How many teams you got?
I think we got 10.
10 teams. Wow.
Yeah, I have 2 8-year-old teams. I got 11 or 12, 13, 11, 12, 14, 2 15s, 2 16s, and a 17.
Yeah. Well, I know that the time that Tyler got to spend with you, I'm speaking for him, but we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the time that he got to play baseball with you, under you. By far, say that you are the best coach he ever had.
By far, yeah.
By far, even his old dad, you're a lot better coach. You taught him a lot about baseball, and I think it's kind of funny. We had one of the best stories I had. Your coaching style and my coaching style was kind of the same, except I was kind of mean, I guess, to little kids, but I just wanted them to do what they're supposed to do. But one of the best stories that I could say is, I remember we were in a game, we was in a tournament, and we had a kid on third base and had a kid on second base, and there was one out, and there was a pop-up. You were coaching third, and the ball, the kid on third thought it was the third out, so he just went ahead and trotted on home because he thought the inning was over, and of course it got doubled up, and the inning's over. Crucial part of the game. And I remember you talked to him on the way over. You didn't yell at him like I would have yelled at him. You didn't yell at him. You were just talking to him.
Very calm on the
field.
field.
Very calm on the field. And then we go in, like you guys go in the dugout, and the team takes the field. And then it just sounds like there's like a construction going on in the dugout.
It's
like
a war zone in the dugout,
somebody's building a house in the dugout. But it was not. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you had to get a new fungo bat after that game.
The fungo was getting worked over, man.
And the best thing was, Tyler sticks his head out of the dugout and shrugs his shoulders at me like, oh, well. And then Kim, she sat below me and she looks at me and she just shakes her head. But I'm like, I can relate. I wanted to go down there and beat a bat against the wall or something. I was so upset.
Yeah, I've been known to do those things a few times.
But it's great though. I mean, it's always the best. And I'll say this to you, Charlie, and I mean this, all sincerity. I talk a little bit about how I worked on the road and I was going away from family. And it's hard being going away from family, and I can relate. When you're gone, you want to be home with your family. You just want to be there and take care of them. But then you do the things that you got to do to try to provide for them too. So when I was gone, Tyler spent a lot of time with you right here at the facility. You took a lot of time with him to work with him to close up that hole in his swing. And you never gave up on him. You always encouraged him, and you pushed him to work harder. And I will forever be grateful as a dad to you for that. And you guys, I love y'all. Y'all are like family to me. And if there's ever anything I ever could do for you, I'll be more than happy to do it for you. I appreciate you. I do.
I appreciate the nice compliments.
Yeah,
Charlie.
absolutely.
Also, I want to thank you too. That even though I don't play ball anymore, I'm not playing anymore. You've definitely driven me to have a good work ethic in everything I do. And I try my hardest, and I don't give up at anything I do. And I'd like to thank you and the Doubleday Braves I played for a short time, and Eric too, and how y'all all just really drive me to be a better person and have a good work ethic.
I appreciate that, Tyler.
He's a guitar player now. He put the baseball down and plays the guitar.
That is true.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Also, you're talking about the walk-off swing that Charlie had. For the longest time when I was taking lessons here, it was that one YouTube clip of Charlie hitting the walk-off home run, and I would just back it up over and over and slow it down in slow motion and just watch his hips. And I'd always tell myself, if I can get my hips moving like that, get the knee in, get the hips moving like that. And
you always you remember Tony Gwynn?
Yes.
Tony Gwynn used to watch a lot of video.
Right.
But his video, all he did was watched his good swings.
Yeah.
He didn't watch his bad swing. He just watched his good swings over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Just that positive reinforcement. Just I'm going to see my good swing. I don't see my bad swing. I'm going to see what I'm doing when I'm doing right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you picture that in your mind. And that was a good philosophy for him and for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even in the realm of baseball. Just apply that to every day. Don't dwell on the bad things and focus on the positive
Yeah.
things.
Only worry about the things you can control. If you
Right.
can't control them, there ain't no sense in worrying about them.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, that's one thing Charlie does. Dad, I can't control that.
Yeah.
He's all can do what I can do, and then everything else, there's no sense in worrying about it.
Right. Well, I got one question. Where do you see baseball going from here? Like, do you think we're going to get back to? What do you think? You think we're going to get back to a normal baseball season again, or are we going to?
Depending on what you call normal.
Yeah.
This is true.
Are we ever going to get to go sit in the stands and watch a baseball game again? That's kind of what I'm.
Yeah, I
After
think
the
so.
election?
It'll be next year, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I miss it, man. You don't realize how much you miss it till you don't get to participate in it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
So it'll be next year, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not a big fan of all the metrics and all that stuff going on.
Sure.
I don't think it tells the whole story of a player.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, them to get rid of it really and just go back
Same
to,
here.
The old eye test.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell whether a kid can play,
Yeah.
who you can depend on, who you can't depend on.
Yeah.
In clutch situations, who's going to give you 100%, who's not. Just go back to find baseball players that play and hustle and get after it. I mean, when you got to move a runner late in the game.
It's hard to watch these guys that in my opinion, is a complete head case and continue to get playing time over guys that can perform in the clutch. I won't call any names out.
Yeah, that's fortunate. That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one thing I want to do before we get out of here, and of course I want to thank you for your time. It's been like I said, I've been looking forward to this. Ever since we started doing this.
I've also got one more question.
Oh, okay.
Did you go ahead?
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
All right. So you're saying the recruiting thing. You saying it back to the eye game, the old days. You saying too much like nowadays? Too much of the recruiting thing is too much on the computer. Saying like it's too modernized or something like that.
Yeah, technology's good to
Right.
a point, but I think it's
Can't rely on that.
there's too much of that going on. It's getting too congested. There's too many ABCs and ITZs and all
Right,
these
yeah.
categories instead of just the eyeball. I remember I tell you the story when Charlie was getting recruited. The summer going into senior year, an elderly scout was he was a guy from Mercer was there, and he had his notebooks and his numbers, and he was doing all that. And the elder scout looked at it and said, "Son, what you doing?" I'm getting all my stuff together. He said, "Put that pen down and just watch."
Just watch the game.
He said, "Just watch. You'll be able to tell if the guy can play or not.
Yeah.
You just watch him."
You can hear it.
Yeah, and I think that that has left the game.
Yeah.
Right.
People don't watch players anymore.
They rely on numbers too much.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell if a guy is doing something he's swinging pitches out of the strike zone, or he's getting out front, or he's not throwing strikes, or what. I mean, if you just watch, you can tell that. You can tell when somebody can come through in the clutch.
Yeah.
Right. So when you were coming up, the recruiting process was a little different as to when Charlie was coming up, his recruiting process, and nowadays kids that are in high school looking to get recruited and drafted, how does all that change? And is somebody nowadays looking to get recruited or drafted, what's things they can do, in
I mean, a lot of it now in baseball, they look at pitcher, they look at
use of social media?
but they look at velocity,
The
Right.
and what they
velo.
call the spin rate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Spin rate, we called it when we played. It was just the ball had a lot of bite to it.
Yeah.
It came in and had a real sharp bite. That's what we called it.
Yeah.
And then when the launch angle of exit velocity, you could tell then when the guy hits the ball, the way it came off his bat, you could tell.
Yeah.
You could hear the sound, you could see the ball jump.
Yeah.
Got some life to it.
Yeah, the eyeball tell you can tell whether or not I don't have to have a radar to tell me a guy can throw hard or he can throw a sharp curveball or he can jump to make the ball jump off his bat. You can just see it.
Exactly.
But too many guys coming out of Harvard Law School got all these numbers up and they don't know the game, but that's how they grade guys now.
Yeah.
Just video them, send it in, and then they do all them numbers to it. It's like,
It's like a everyday situation. It seems like there's always somebody making decisions. that don't have any idea what's going on. But they're still making important decisions. It drives me nuts.
Making important decisions in people's careers, their livelihood.
Yeah.
And they really don't. I mean, they just put a number to it.
They don't know the game.
Don't know the game. You don't know because there's a lot more baseball. It's mental. And I mean, Charlie. I mean, many a time where he did better off of pitchers that was top in the game. I mean, he's bat off Cy Young guys.
Yeah.
And hit them better than other guys.
Yeah.
So if you to me, if you just watch, you can tell what a kid can hit, can't hit, when he can hit, what he can, if he can pitch, if he's game on the line when he's pitching, is he going to be able to throw strikes? Can you get that guy out?
Mentally tough.
Yeah, I mean, you just watch. I want those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's the pitcher? Jack Morris.
Yeah.
High ERA.
Yeah.
But, buddy, when it come playoff time,
He was lights out.
oh,
Yeah.
I want him on my team pitching
Yeah.
because he was like, he was going to win.
Yeah.
He was that.
A
He's a
one-track
winner.
mind.
He's a winner.
Yeah, and to me, those are guys, when it comes down to getting to World Series, those are the type of guys you need.
Yeah.
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 You know-
If you're going to win it, you absolutely got to have them.
You know, Max Scherzer, last year with Strasburg.
Yeah.
Those type of pitchers, Kershaw's, those type of pitchers that's going to come on that game. It's game time.
Yeah. Oral Hershiser. Good
Yeah,
one.
and when the game's on the line, you want that guy on the mound. You want that guy at the bat. You want that guy on the field because you know that guy is going to be a tough out to get. He's going to battle you. He's going to do everything he can to beat you.
Yeah.
I'm sure this applies to all other sports, but baseball is much more mental strength than it is physical strength.
Correct.
Out there on the
100%.
field, having composure, not losing your temper out there.
Yeah.
All
think-
eyes are on you.
Yeah, mental strength in baseball, I think, is a lot more crucial than other sports that people are involved in.
Oh yeah. Who wants to be at the plate with a game on the line in the last inning?
3-2 count. Yeah.
Nobody.
Who wants the ball on the mound? Who wants the ball to hit to them?
It's going to take a clear head to get you out of that situation.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the game the other night. I'm going to say what game it was. Last inning, team was down by 3. They got 2-run homer. This guy gets on second. Then he had a first pitch pop up, and a strikeout.
Yeah.
I mean, the home runs are good, but when it came down to having to move a runner
Right.
to win a
Couldn't-
ball
couldn't
game,
do it.
Couldn't do it.
they couldn't do it.
Couldn't come out.
And that's what you're going to face in playoffs. You're going to win World Series. If you watch those teams that goes to the playoffs, win the World Series, they do those things.
Right. Yeah. And
Because you're going to face the best pitching,
That's right.
and they know what to do because
Yep.
they're in the World Series, they're in a championship game, and they got the best pitching. They're going to be able to put the ball where they want to.
they know where you're not going to hit.
And
They don't put
then
it
you
there.
got to combat that. And am I willing to take that single? Am I willing to hit that ground ball to move a runner over and get them in? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to try to go for that home run? Because that pitch ain't going to let you hit that home run.
No. You're not going to. You're going to see one good pitch out of that whole exchange.
So I mean, those teams that win, it's got players that can do that and will do that.
Yeah.
So I just wish it'd get back more to that than what it is.
Well, this
Can't
is,
argue with that at all. Absolutely.
this is what we're going to do. This is a 10 random questions. Charlie Culberson, you answer these 10 random questions to your best ability. It can be a yes or no.
Or no comment.
Or no comment. That's right.
Or no comment. But here we go. We're gonna rattle them off. Pete Rose, in or out?
In,
Barry Bonds, in or out?
out,
Would the white Sammy Sosa hit more home runs than the black Sammy Sosa?
no comment.
Have you seen this guy's bleaching job?
No.
He bleached his skin.
I
You gotta,
didn't-
when you get a little spare time to rot your brain, go ahead and Google Sammy Sosa's current
Okay.
pictures. He looks great. Not really. If Charlie Culberson was on the on-deck circle, fixing to take the next hack, what would his walk-up song be? You
yourself.
yourself.
Oh. Shoot, I don't know. I never had a walk-up song.
What would it be? Me and Tyler guessed.
If you don't know, I think I got one for you.
We got one for you if you don't.
Maybe Thunderstruck, maybe?
That's a good one.
Thunderstruck, that's a good one.
Tyler-
AC/DC?
Tyler and I
Yeah.
were thinking Nickelback Rockstar.
Yeah,
because we remember you
okay.
kind of grooved on that
I
a
know
little
that's
bit.
your
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah. Who would you rather drink a beer with? Stallone, Elvis, or Superman?
Oh, shoot. All three.
All three.
All
Hey, all
three.
right. That's fair. That's fair.
That works.
All right. Who was a better Catwoman, Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, or Halle Berry?
Halle Berry.
Okay, all right. DH, good or bad?
Bad.
Will baseball ever be the same again?
No.
No.
All right, and last but not least, Charlie Culberson. Who is the greatest utility baseball player of all time?
Charlie Culberson.
Charlie
Yes,
Culberson.
he is.
Yes,
All right,
he
good
is.
answer. Hey, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing good things for Charlie and good things for you and your family. And, thank you again. We appreciate your
Hey,
time.
thank you for having me, and man, I'd love to do this again if you
Yeah,
want to.
hey, we will. We'll make it an occasion. So,
I'd be
one
okay
more
with
thing.
that.
One more thing. What was your nickname in college?
Chiba.
Okay,
Chiba.
all right. So we want to go ahead. You were the inspiration to Chief Chiba here.
I was wondering when you said that,
yeah.
Chief Chiba, I'm thinking,
I
wait a
was
minute.
like, we got to think up a name for this thing. Chief Chiba is our mascot. You see him on our social media. He's a wooden Indian, a carved wooden Indian, and he kind of looks at me like Charlie looks at kids on a baseball field. It's kind of intimidating. So, but yeah, Chief Chiba, Charlie Culberson. You're the inspiration for that. So
I mean, I appreciate that. man.
you're our mascot. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up here. Wait for our next episode coming out. We're going to be taking a trip down a wild trip with Brian Blaylock. We're going to be talking about his experience with ayahuasca, trying to clear out some inner demons in him, and the effects and benefits that it had on his life. And again, thank you everybody, and we hope to talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.